Hiya, peeps. As leaders and mentors, we all have those moments where someone does something that just leaves us scratching our heads. And what's our first reaction? We blurt out, "Why on earth did you do that?" Usually with a side of confusion and maybe even a little frustration, right? But here's the thing, asking why might not be the golden question we think it is. In fact, it often sends us down a path of justifications, defensive answers, and let's face it, sometimes awkward silences. So, how about we try something new? Quick story for you. One of my girlfriends came up to me the other day and said, "Tracy, thank you for explaining that why thing to me. It's stuck in my head and it's really helping me at work and with my kids." Just the other day, her adorable 6-year-old son, George, came up to her worried he'd get into trouble because he hadn't done his homework. Naturally, she asked, "Why didn't you do your homework?" And George, caught off guard, gave the classic, "I don't know." But then my friend remembered our conversation about not asking why and decided to change tactics. She asked, "What were you doing instead?" And George, relieved to be off the hook, excitedly explained that he was actually trying to build a spaceship out of cardboard. Ambitious, right? What could have been a standoff turned into a creative discussion about time management, balancing homework with hobbies, and how both can be important, though maybe not equally urgent, of course. So instead of asking why, let's start asking what. Here are a few game-changing questions to try. What were you aiming for? This gets to the heart of the matter. It's like opening the door to someone's thought process without making them feel like they're on trial. Plus, you might discover they had a completely different goal in mind, maybe even a genius one. What other options did you consider? Ever wonder what was going on in that brilliant mind of theirs? This question lets you take a peek behind the curtain and understand the decision-making process. Who knows? You might find out they considered a dozen options before landing on this one. The third one, what did you learn from this? The learning moment. This is where the magic happens. Encouraging reflection helps turn mistakes into stepping stones. It's like finding that silver lining in every cloudy day. But why does this matter? Because as leaders and business owners, we're all about fostering growth, right? By steering the conversation away from why and towards these more thoughtful questions, we create an environment where mistakes aren't feared, they're valued as learning opportunities. And that's where the innovation and progress happen. So next time someone does something unexpected, skip the why and dive into these better questions. You'll not only get more insightful answers, but also build stronger, more trusting relationships with your team. So let's keep supporting each other and creating those inclusive workplaces where everyone feels they can bring their A game to the table. After all, we're in this together.